everybody. You are cruising with Kelly. It is February 11th, 2020. It is Tuesday. It is 4:26 Eastern Standard Time, and it is a sunny, overcast a little bit day, hot in the 80s here in Florida. And I am running up the highway after a very long day. I start my days in the office at 6:30 a.m. and I finish right about now, unless I'm consumed with meetings. So I hope everybody's doing well. I hope that whatever you're going through, you're not letting it rent negative space all up in your being and stealing your spirit. I hope that no matter what you're feeling, if you're not feeling well, that you're not holding on to that negative, but you're seeking and speaking to God, and that you have that relationship with Jesus Christ, so that conversation you're having with God matters. I'm not going to say that having a conversation with God and not being in conversation or relation with Jesus Christ doesn't matter, but I can tell you this, that the only way to get to the Father is through the Son. So it counts. If you don't know Jesus, meet him right where you are. If you're going through something, I am more than glad to pray for you at any given time, and just know that this too shall pass. You are worth more than anything that this earth can do to or for you, give or take from you. Always know that. Keep fighting forward and keep shining your light and keep giving God the glory for no matter what's happening. It's the only way you're going to keep growing forward. It's the only way that you're going to keep getting back up. That and being surrounded with your fellow believers, being surrounded and having those connections with those who do believe and have that relationship with Jesus Christ, for all that we were created for the reason why he went to the cross and he took those stripes and was tortured and tormented and broken, so that we could have a life. And that those people, me, and all of those who believe in Jesus Christ know that there is an eternity. And where's your soul going to be? Your body might be suffering a little bit right now. It will pass. It will pass. I mean, where are you going to be? And where are you going to see your loved ones? Or are you going to see your loved ones? I mean, those are some pretty deep questions, some pretty heavy questions. I just hope that no matter what you're going through today, I'm hoping that you had a blessed day. It's not all about laughter and fun, right? We have fun all the time. It's some serious stuff, living day to day. It's not to be walking around with this heavy load where you can't breathe all the time and you feel like you're going to explode from the stress. We got work-life balance, and sometimes even I have a very hard time finding that balance. I mean, between a career, between trying to maintain a house, between being the sole support for family, being, just the layers go on, and then you get the things that occur that you weren't planning on it. The car breaks down, something goes wrong, something falls apart, an extra expense, an illness, a broken, an accident, anything could happen. It adds up, but it passes. Everything in this world is temporary. It passes. What is it that you're going to take with you when you go? Are you like chasing paper? Are you out there giving away your soul and giving away little bits and pieces of your physical being just to have things that are going to be taken or stolen or eventually just not matter anyway? What is your spiritual relationship, and with who? How is life treating you? How is life treating you today? What does tomorrow look like if you are given tomorrow? Because none of us know. None of us know what tomorrow is going to bring us. None of us know if we're going to get back up. But I do know for me, if today is my last day, that I will see those who make it on the other side when they get there. I know where I'm going. And I can assure you, it's not because I'm perfect. I am far from perfect. It's not because I don't mess up, because I mess up every day. It's not because I have never say anything wrong. Because when you get me mad, I got the worst garbage mouth going. It's not because I've got it all together. Because trust me, I don't. I am no better or no worse than anybody in this world. And it doesn't matter if you're talking a billionaire or somebody that has nothing. But what I am is blessed, as you are. If he got you up and he gave you air in your lungs, if you were able to open your eyes, and if you're able to listen, and you're listening to me right now, know your worth and who you belong to. All this stuff will pass. Illnesses will go away. Brokenness will be healed. Loneliness, you can fill with Jesus Christ. And let me tell you, when you are loved from the inside out, the peace that surrounds and fills you 24/7 without even trying is amazingly beautiful and indescribable, for that matter. So I can sit here all day and try to convince you of that if you don't know Jesus Christ. And if you talk to God, that's awesome. That's awesome. God hears everybody's prayers. I truly believe that. But the only way to have God's favor and to get to God, with God, is through his son, Jesus Christ. Which is the reason why Jesus died on that cross and took all of those stripes for us. So if you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ, you need to get one right where you at. I'm telling you that right now. You need to just start that relationship right now. Get yourself the Message Bible, if that's what it takes. Get yourself surrounded up by people that are knowledgeable. Get yourself in a good Bible-based church. But start right where you're at, having that relationship and that prayer time and that talk time and that peaceful moment time with Jesus Christ. Invite him into your life and rely on him. Talk to him. Your life isn't going to change overnight, and you're not going to all of a sudden win $1 million. And hey, you might, but that's not what God's all about. God's about eternity. Jesus is about eternity. And the peace that you have and the blessings that you get along the way. And with those blessings, there's lessons. There's lessons in life. There's lessons of work-life balance. There's hardships. And people that have a relationship with God, I don't know if we get pinged on by more things, more tests, more unfortunate circumstances, more losses, or we just acknowledge them head on. We don't mask them. We try not to mask them. We try not to get caught up. We try not to let the pain and the hurt or the anger or whatever the situation is that it brings consume us. Because we know that God is much greater and has abundant blessings despite anything that's happening right then and there. So, I don't know, man. I just got out of work a while ago, got in the car, and just felt the need to put my Cruising with Kelly episode on the ride home. And I don't know, maybe I'll speak tomorrow, maybe I won't, maybe I'll speak Thursday, maybe I won't, but the bottom line is he just put it on my heart right now, right here, that I need to be telling you guys that it's okay to be not okay. And I know there's a song out there, I know I can probably quote every song, scars come with living. God is in everything. But one thing is for sure, the truth of those songs is real. The truth of the song, I need you now, from me. I need God right here, right now, every single day. And I am so blessed that I have his favor. And I was blessed to meet Jesus where he was. And that he is with me every single day. Even on those days that it gets hard and I forget. Even on those days that I'm panicking because I don't know how something's going to work out. Or I'm cursing when I can't make something work because I'm doing something that I have no clue what I'm doing. Yes, I curse. Yeah. I am a mess. As much as some people think that I am perfect, I'm sorry, I'm not. But I am me. You are you. And we are worth more than anything this world will give or take from us. Is it nice to have nice things? Is it nice to have a vehicle that runs to take you to a job that you can make the money to build up all the bills that you're going to have to spend that money on? Sure. Is it nice to have nice clothes, walk around with fancy stuff, be acknowledged, and be able to just pick up and go anywhere you want to, travel the world, step up anywhere, and just be known for what you do? I am sure of it. That ain't me. As much as I would love to go and see all these beautiful, spectacular things and do life, unless you have true meaning, that material stuff, those beautiful mountains are going to shift. Things are going to go away, and they don't last. We get memories, but they don't last. What is it that you're doing that's lasting? What are you doing that is morally valuable? Where is your moral compass pointing? And that doesn't mean that you can't go have fun. It doesn't mean you can't go out dancing. It doesn't mean you can't even date or anything like that. And if you're married, you date your spouse only. If you're not married and you're going to these singles groups and stuff like that, know who you are. Don't give yourself away just for 5 minutes of fun. Don't add layers of regret to your life. You're worth more. There's a lot to be said for imagination than there is to be walking around letting all our junk hang out. We are all beautifully made. We are all part of God's canvas. We are all abstract pieces of art, men and women, children and the elderly. We're all made beautifully, uniquely, for a reason. Not to just be thrown out there in the world to be chewed up and spit out like just garbage or piece of meat. Now, I don't condemn and I don't condone anybody for anything that they do. And I try not to be judgmental, but I'll be the first one to tell you that I have to stay out of Walmart because that usually pushes my buttons. And quite frankly, I'm more paranoid about what people are judging me and how I look, even though I'm not doing crazy stuff all the time. That's just who I am. I am wired to be weird and worry about stuff that I don't need to worry, that I don't have any control for. I'm no different than anybody else. We all have our little buttons that get pushed. We all have our moments. We all have our accolades that are deserved that we don't get. Or we all have those moments when we forget to raise somebody up for what they're doing. We all have those moments when we should be confiding and spending time and talking with Jesus Christ. Instead, we're talking to our friends. We're trying to solve it in the worldly ways. We need each other, people. More than when a tragedy or a war or something breaks out, we need each other. We need to be kind to each other. We need to know that it's not my place to sit there and call you anything for what you're doing. If you're in harm's way, yes, we should be leading by example and not teaching our youth things that are going to get them in harm's way. We should be protecting them from the evildoers and those people that are out there ready to just swoop down on our elderly and our children and even ourselves. Be it the internet, be it physically, it doesn't matter. But should we be out there casting judgment? I will be part of that. Hate the sin, but love the sinner. Just because somebody doesn't dress like you, doesn't have the shoes that you would wear, doesn't have the car you would drive, doesn't have the clothing that you would buy because it's name brand, that don't mean jack. You ain't no better than anybody else if you've got all these things. Your choices are your own. The results of your choices are your own. If you don't like them, change them. And if you have a family, when you're making those choices, stop and think before what you say, before what you do. Stop and think before you jump into something. Single ladies, single men, man, It is hard being single when you want to just be there. You want somebody. I want that somebody that's going to love me from the outside in, the way God loves me from the inside out. I'll be the first to tell you. But I know my independent, strong personality to not be told what to do. That whole thing about submission and all of that. I got a lot to learn. I love everybody, but I draw boundaries on how I let everybody love me back. I value, and I'm not perfect, because everybody knows that I had 2 children outside of marriage. Then I got married twice, got divorced, and I made a mess of my life from my youth all the way up. But I changed how I see life, and what the world thinks of me does not matter. Is there a perspective of everything? Absolutely. I have to be a certain way, do a certain thing, and I have to shine the best I can with what I get to work with for the job that I carry, so that I can continue to do what I'm doing until I don't want to do it anymore, or until God says it's time to change. My niece gave me a necklace last year, I think it was, little necklace pendant, said, "Own your journey." She's right. We all got to own our journey. I know who I am, and I know my faults. And as much as I would like my family, my children, my grandchildren to know who they are, they'll get there in their own time. God's convicted me of that so many times. You can't force somebody to do something. I know I'm going from the left, right, to the upside down and all around on these different topics of owning your journey, of being single and the choices that you make, even how you dress. Respect and loyalty matter. And the very first place that has to happen is for yourself. And if you don't respect yourself, you're going to let people look at you like you're just a piece of meat, and they're going to chew you up and spit you out. And later on in life, when you think you're having a breakdown because you can't do it, or because people are mistreating you, you'll sit there and say, "I should have done something different." Now, I don't have any intentions of saying I should have done anything different, because bottom line is I walked forward in 1995, and it has been a journey. For 10 years, I battled big time, because I used to love going out, being amongst the crowd, and I used to drink, and I used to play, and I used to do all of that stuff. And there's nothing wrong with going out and having a good time. There's nothing wrong with going out and having a couple of drinks. But where is your moral compass? If you're out there in Satan's sandbox, you're definitely going to get dirty. And some of that dirt is not going to come off without possibly even destroying you. We all own our choices. Whether it's the choice of what we wear for the day, the choice of what we eat for the day, the choice of how we react when things are going well, or how we react when things are going bad. How we react and how we speak daily, whether it be for our career, whether it be for our circling up with our friends, or whether it be of our opinions of what's going on in other people's lives. We all have that choice. If you've got the accountability and the choice to do something, say something, be something, see something, then you better know that the remainder of that choice is the result, and you're accountable for whatever happens. And whatever that result is going to flood out like a tsunami wave, and anybody in its path is going to be covered. Good, bad, or indifferent. Choices matter. Respect and loyalty, I'll never stop saying that. I love my old buds. I know of the people I grew up with. I got some of my friends that I've known since elementary. Grew up in the same town, same schools, all of that. I love my buds. Just because they think I've gotten crazy and I'm a Jesus freak doesn't mean that they don't love me any less. And just because some people still go out and party and raise hell doesn't mean I don't love them any less. Would I do some of the stuff? But don't mean that I'm any better or any less. It just means that my choices are different. And one of my choices is that I truly pray from deep down inside that no matter what you're doing, that you are building that relationship between you and Jesus Christ, and that you build that relationship between you and God, and to get to God, you go through Jesus Christ. Whether you start every day in your quiet time, in your prayer time, you're speaking to Jesus, and then slowly engage yourself into a good Bible-based church. And if you need to know of any around this area where I'm at, let me know. And quite honestly, I could probably connect you with people that can help you all over the nation. If you're going to a town, all we got to do is ask. You're not alone in this world. What you're going through, you're not alone in. Don't let anybody make you think that you have to take or deserve something any less than what God has made you and purposed you for. Even in the trials, God is with you and for you. So, this is my little Cruising with Kelly spiel today. It's been a long meeting, long day. I got stuff going on. I'm doing my thing. Met my new boss. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I know that I'm going to keep getting up and doing the best I can with whatever I get to work with. I'm going to keep trying to fix things and keep trying to take care of things instead of bringing in nonsense or, I'm just going to do the best I can. If I make a mistake, I'll own it. Lord knows I got a pile of them that I'm cleaning up that I own. Did I pick that I wanted to be here? No. All it took was me walking forward and saying, Jesus, I need you in my life. What do you want from me? And every day I ask him to show me his will. Show me his way, not mine, because I'd be right out there. I love having fun. I love laughing. I love dancing. All that stuff. But his will be done. And you know how they say, you got to be careful what you ask for. And people, whether you're walking with God or not walking with God, it is what it is. Be careful what you ask for and what you pray for. I will tell you that. I prefer to always know that I'm walking with God with whatever I ask for. But it's kind of like, God, give me patience. Don't ask for that. And I'm not asking for it, because let me tell you, I've been put in some places to where I had to learn how to be still. And a lot of people think that I don't know how to be still, that I'm constantly on the move. I am nothing like I used to be. But the bottom line is no matter what you want, God hears it, God sees it. He's right there with you all the time. He may not answer yes, no, or wait immediately for you to see. But once you start that communication, he's got you. He's got you. He's just waiting for you. He made you for so much more. So on that note, I'm sure I'll be back tomorrow or the next day. But this was I had to do a mind dump, just one of those things. Kind of like in the wrestling thing, know your role. Know who you belong to. Whether you like it or not, the Creator created us all. We all bleed red. We all get crazy. We all have our moments. And we all, whether we admit it or not, need Jesus Christ in our life. I just pray that you open that agenda, that door, and you invite him in so that you can absolutely start enjoying the benefits of being a child of God. All right. For now, I'm out. Have a good night.